Duckpin Magic is brought to you by Cat's Insurance and Blue Ridge Fuel Oil.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Duckpin Magic. I'm Mike Zeller, with me Joe Rainier. And Joe, we've got 7 bowlers left. We started with 140 on the Men's Pro Tour in the Masters tournament. Eliminated during the last couple of weeks 6. We've got 7 left.
Well, yes, and we've been telling the people we've stepped first prize to $5,000, and we're getting in sight of that $5,000. From 7th place, it can be done, and we're going to open today's show with John Schranm and Scott Wolgamuth. Of course, John with 6 stars and Scott with 2, so it should be an interesting day. All
right, our first match and the bowlers coming up right after these messages. Stay tuned with us on Duckpin Magic.
Duckpin Magic is being brought to you by Cat's Insurance and Blue Ridge Fuel Oil. We now join this game already in progress.
And Scott Wolgamuth will step in the 4th frame. How about that? Wolgamuth is first strike of the match.
Scott, a bowler that really comes out of the right-hand corner, and the key to his game, regardless of the angle he uses, is the same as the key to most good bowlers. It's keeping that arm in so that the ball doesn't sail, that he has a direct angle to the pocket. Got away with it. He might get them both. Walking the other way. Should please John Schranm.
Yeah, by keeping the ball on his forehead, is that basically for timing?
I'm not sure what it does. He okay. Sort of looks under it. If you watch, then he extends the arm. He takes a step, and then he pushes the arm away.
Right on the nose with that spare. So he goes strike spare at the 4th and 5th, and now here's John Schranm up. Now John has put marks on the board in the 1st and 3rd frames. Spare and a strike, but he's missed 2 singles in the 2nd and 4th. Comes back.
He's broke a lot of 9s.
Yeah.
And he'll make 90% or better, probably 95% of his singles. He's missed 2 of them this game, but I think we can put this one on the board.
Well, not by much, but you can put it up there.
Well, I tell you, after you miss a couple, they start getting harder to shoot. They shrink a little, and you start aiming at them, but close match. 2 pins, 58-56.
And the winner of this match will face off against Nemo Lingerman. You see Nemo to the right of your screen on the picture there. He is watching the match.
Actually become one of our TV stars. He shows up at all of them. He's yet to win a tour. There you see 9 more in the same pin for John. Number 4. Nemo's had his troubles on TV. He's won games, but he just can't win the big one. He's knocked down pins. We've sat and talked about it. His day will come. He's just too powerful, and he's just very intent.
Even at the beginning of the day today, he said, well, I keep knocking on the door. He said, one of these times it'll happen.
Said he'd like to win this one for the baby. He and his wife are due a little one.
So here's Scott Wolgamuth now in the 6th.
I've been around quite a few more years than Scott Wolgamuth, and if I ever win one, its first one's going to be from me.
Scott looking to put a mark on the board here, and he does.
You know, you could take the game and you watch the good ones, and you can pinpoint 4 or 5 things that they all have in common. And it's the rhythm of the approach, like we pointed out with Jeff Powell's. His approach is quick because his footwork's quick, but the arm swing stays nice and slow and smooth. Schram's approach is a walking type approach. Scott's is nice and smooth and even. Nothing happens in a hurry. It's all in rhythm. Then, of course, at the end, all of them have the nice knee bend. probably the hardest part of the game, is the knee bend, because you just can't do it if you're not at the line at the right time.
Leaves the 7 pin. Fills nicely, though, with the 9. It's got 94 after 6.
You see a nice shot as we watch the bowler and the ball hit the pin in the right corner of the screen. Spare for Scott.
4 marks in a row now for Wolgamuth in the 4th through 7th frames, and here's John Schranm.
Watching this sort of flop back and forth. It's been 2 pins since the 2nd frame. Tough shot. 2-7-8, and I don't know where you really shoot this. You have to hit the 2 pin. I think it's probably made more times with the 2 pin going to the right hand wall and coming back than it is catching it outside like that.
Yep. Almost in reverse of what you would think it is. You take the 2, you bounce it off the wall, you grab the 7, and then...
Exactly. You are more tempted to slap the 2 pin into the left wall, but I really believe it's made as many times, especially in a house that moves pins as like Fairlane's Middlesex does.
Open frame for John on the 7th, so he's got a 101.
He left 3 pins on the lane, too, so he's fallen 3 behind plus Scott's count as he bowls frame 8.
So John Schranm will be looking to pick up a spare here in the 8th frame.
Shooting the 2-4.
He was off to the right. 3 in a row that he's thrown to the right of his object pin.
Had a little trouble getting it left. He missed the number 4 pin once. He's in a groove.
Yeah, he went a little bit further right and stood to watch over it a little bit, as now he finds himself in a little bit of trouble after open frames in the 7th and 8th.
It'll make you talk to yourself, because you know whatever it is you're doing wrong, you're doing it consistently.
Scott Wolgamuth now in the 8th frame. Oh, just did get the 9 pin to topple over. Big count helps. 113 after 7.
Double bump that, but hit it right on the button. 23, a 14 pin lead.
5 marks in a row now. A strike and 4 spares for Scott Wolgamuth in the 9th frame.
Going along at a 160 so clip.
132 for Wolgamuth. He drops 9 again. Another spare, very workmanlike performance for Scott Wolgamuth since the 4th frame. And John Schranm is
work cut out.
Got to put some points on the board in a hurry. A lot of strikes for John to get back in this match.
Well, as soon as he doesn't throw a strike, it's over.
Yeah, still got a shot.
Not over yet. Possible 169 and Scott 142 plus. So Scott probably right around 160. So I'd say John needs 2 more of these.
No, he'll move over on lane 5 to bowl in the 10th. Look back at the singles he missed in the 2nd and the 4th, certainly big. With a fisheye.
Yeah, it's awful big, and not only to his score, but it sort of turned. Scott was only 36 in the third, and John missed a single in the fourth, and it was, as you see, Scott came back with a strike, and it's been spare since then. Nice shot.
Beauty by John Schranm.
Little class. If he throws a strike here, give him 149, and it's really not over, but Scott would have to make a big mistake.
Nemo Lingerman waiting in the wings. Facing off against the winner of this match. And it's a 146 for John Schranm.
Scott ready to finish up, knowing that he needs a total of 3 on this ball.
Well, he did it in a big way.
152 in the ninth, 162 plus 2 balls.
Scott Wolgamuth finishing up here, but he has won the right to move on against Nemo Lingerman.
Left the 1-7, so he'll be 170 plus what he hits with the remaining ball. And knowing Nemo, he's chomping at the bit over there.
I'd say he's probably one of the most intense competitors on the Pro Tour.
Without a doubt. I've mentioned that I think sometimes he almost wears himself out in a 10-game set with his competitiveness, but you have a winner.
And that's it. It's Scott Wolgamuth who has won a 170-146 victory over John Schranm. He advances to take on Nemo Lingerman in our second match. We'll have that for you coming up on Duckpin Magic right after this.